Hello, and welcome to 902 to 904 Geyer here in Soulard. This home is on a double lot, and we're right at the corner of 9th and Geyer here in the heart of Soulard. This house was built in 1885, and it has a lot of the hallmarks of an older home, even older than that. So you can see from the side here, it's a traditional old Soulard home with a hipped roof and a large double porch on the back. We'll see when we get back there. Do have the stars on the wall. You can see at the rear here there was a window that's been bricked up, so it looks like at least part of this building didn't have anything next to it. Looking at the front, we have one really special goodie here. We have a passage through to the rear, and I'll show you that as we get to the back of the building. Now that I'm out of the sun, show some of this brick detail up here. It's pretty typical of this era. It's a little bit plainer than what we see as we go later in the decades. As I said, this seems to feel older than 1885 as well. It definitely has the feel of a house from the 1860s or so. Coming inside, everything's been remodeled. These houses were redone. First, when Soulard was rebuilt in the 80s, was when most of these had their first renovation, and then obviously since then again. So who knows what type of condition this was in prior to that. We have lovely hardwood floors, which are laid down and sanded. They're not pre-finished. Gas fireplace inset. Looks like it's a ventless style. On this floor, we do have a powder room. Probably want to keep that window closed while using it. Cute sink. And then coming back around, we have the kitchen and dining room. So this house, because of that passageway, it looks and feels a lot larger. It has more of a presence than you would imagine here. But it really does have a lot of space, both indoor, outdoor. It was built before air conditioning. We have the dining room here, and an island with granite or quartz countertop, solid surface. Anyway, custom cabinets. Really nice layout here. Do the upstairs first. You can see we have a built-in china cabinet. And then solid oak steps up to the second floor. And here we have two bedrooms. The front bedroom here. Still a pretty good size, actually. Could fit a much larger bed than this in here. Coming back around to the rear, have the bathroom. And I really like the tile work that was done here. So as we look, you can see that they used subway tiles, a dark grout, and then used curved nose tiles, I guess you'd say, to cover the wall rather than having a transition piece. Which looks really good. Have a large bath, or shower, walk-in shower, rather. Toilet. And vanity. Marble vanity top. Kind of has a, what would you call that, a Roquefort or Stilton effect to it. Looks pretty cool. And very large main bedroom here. This furniture is quite large, so it's hard to get the scope of the room, but it is a really good size. We do have a walk-in closet. It's been mainly cleared out. And a full-width upper floor balcony. So this has brick walls of the building. It's actually built into the sidewall framing of the building here. And you can see something interesting right here. It looks to me, the way this is patched up at the top, like maybe at one time this was a room or there was an extra stove there, because that looks like a vent for where a wood stove would vent up into a chimney. And again, we are here in Soulard, and this is a great home for entertaining. When we get outside, I can show you all of the space out there. I'm going to come back around and then go up to the third floor. So another interesting architectural feature here. These are the things that you don't really see until a house is stripped down and renovated, is this chimney. So when you see chimneys and fireplaces, they sometimes are at different points in the house. And this is what goes on behind the scenes that you see here. So the chimney, and again, this isn't functional anymore, but it jogs over so that it comes up at a different point in the roof line than where the actual fireplace may have been. And then coming through, we have a furnished third floor with skylights. And this is that little dormer window. Not sure what you'd use this space for, but it is kind of cool. A little bit of a view out there. This could either be, again, they would set up as a family room, but there's a mini split system over there as well for extra air conditioning. Equally, it would work well as a third bedroom. So now we get to check out the backyard, and that's where this house really shines. Coming back downstairs. So Soulard, if you're not from St. Louis, is where Mardi Gras happens. And this is an awesome entertaining space because you have the double lot. So there's multiple areas. There's obviously this little dining area. Relaxation area. And a private little courtyard on the other half of this lot. Oh, some little critter just ran in there. Obviously a hot tub. But if you have a Mardi Gras party, here's the cool thing. You can just open this gate so that you're not having to let people in and out of your house all the time. And you can have your own private walkway straight to the backyard. And it does create a private oasis in the middle of Soulard, which is awesome. Coming on through, you can see this is really unique to have in this area, to have a yard of this size. You know, you see some of the other houses do have this, and the only way to really get it is to have this double lot. But we also have four-car garage. Now, what makes this special, which you may or may not notice, is the height. This is an exceptionally high garage. So for those who are car collectors, by reconfiguring the garage door, you could fit a double car 4-post lift system in here, in each one of these, and you could have room for a collection of 8 cars kept out of the weather. The height of these garages is just wonderful. So we'll be able to look back at the house now and get a good view of the rear and the design of this. So I believe that this rear porch design was pretty much original to the house. You can see there is that chimney breast on the adjoining property next door that does have, looks like there was a chimney coming out of there at the very end here. And I think that's what we saw over on this side where I was pointing out that stove connection. So there may have been an extra stove out there or something, or maybe that was boxed in and was a kitchen at one point in time. These houses in Soulard, they've taken on so many forms over the years, it's hard to tell what everything was going on with them in the era. So we'll just take a look at the basement real quick as we come back up here. All this bright sun we're trying to adjust to. Come through. To the basement. And we do have a full basement. This also has a walkout underneath the decking. So there is a secret hatchway that goes out to this back door. But this is where the laundry is. And usual basement items. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. And if there's any other videos or types of houses you'd like to see, please let us know.